Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Oh, hit the wrong button. Hit the wrong button. Come on in here, babe. Good morning to you guys, and welcome to Cornerstone.
Hello out there. I'm coming in by the wood that
hmm
mm-hmm.
They're gonna wonder what this is. He's wired up. He's got a. You can put it there. Put it back. Yeah, put it back. We'll tell him what it is.
It is a Superman.
It's a TENS unit.
Hyperspeed jump to another universe anytime you want to. Button.
It's it's a TENS unit.
It is a $10 million TENS unit,
which is a little mini.
I got it at a trial.
Be quiet. It's a little mini electrical stem unit, and it actually helps him to move around better with his back and everything.
Improves your love life.
Oh my God! Don't start that. Don't start that. Please don't start that. Let's see who's here.
Here.
Yeah.
Here.
My sister and my brother-in-law. Hey, y'all. Good morning to you. And there's Pastor Norman in Moncks Corner, South Carolina. Good morning, Pastor Norman.
Norman J.
Good morning, Dee Dee and George. Has your kids gotten that house yet? And Sandra, good morning.
Sandra Lee.
Good morning, Noel.
Noel.
Thank you, sweetie, for all your love gifts.
If Mom was on there, I know she'd tell her thank you for the gifts.
Yes. Hey, Vern. I love
Vern,
you, sweetie.
I'm waiting on you, girl.
Bernie, I'm adjusting to that medication. I got to talk to you. Leslie, how are you this morning? Hope you're doing good, Leslie.
Leslie.
And her dad. Yes.
Tell Dad I said hello.
He's probably listening.
I'm coming over there and snatch him out the bed.
She's asking you to pray for someone. Pray for Crystal.
Okay. It's been heard. And
the Lord heard it when you prayed it first, Leslie. It's already been heard,
before you called. He was on the wall.
Hey, Sister Deb.
Debbie.
There's Jill. Good morning.
Jill Lee.
Good morning, Phyllis and Edward.
Phyllis Lee.
There's John Greason in the house.
John Greason Lee.
Hey, Brother Blue in the family.
Blue Lee.
Blue Lee.
Brother Lee Blue.
Oh, Lord. He's funny, silly this morning.
Yes.
Sissy saying, hey.
Bye.
All right, guys. I'm glad you're with us this morning and hope you had a good night's sleep. And yeah, I was kind of restless last night, but I got all my sleep out, I think. But my eyes are a little sleepy today. Just a little bit sleepy today. And and baby girl's down here waiting on a treat.
She is a trip.
She is. That's true. Let's see. What do I want to do here? What do I want to do?
We want to get right into it.
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do an affirmation meditation. We're gonna we're gonna do that right now.
Get the meditator working.
We're gonna do it right now.
Do your tater.
Can you calm down? Stop being silly for a minute.
I can't help it. The TENS unit got me burning.
Okay, but you can't play with that while we're online.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that.
Well, I'm gonna fix it. Oh, I went too high.
Come on now.
Wait a minute. Let me turn it down.
They're waiting on us.
Okay.
They're waiting on you.
Go ahead. You good?
I can't. Because you're moving around too much.
I'm good. Had to cool my lily.
Yes, cool it. Okay. All right, guys. And hey, Tanita, I'm glad you're here, sweetie pie. Tell Mama I said hello.
Yeah, tell Mama I like to see her.
I had an email that I wanted to read, and I don't know if I got it. There's something I want to read to you guys later on.
Good. That's a good one, babe.
Yes, it is. And I will read it in a little bit. Got to find it first. If I still have it. I don't see it. What did I do with it? I don't see it. I may have to go somewhere else and get it. Anyway, let's do our affirmation meditation while we're here messing around. Let's do this right now. Quit messing around here. Good morning, David. Good morning to you. All right, center in. And that's for me. Center in and bring your thoughts, your feelings, everything to attention inside yourself. Here, located inside of yourself, is all of the God essence, God presence. Everything that we need and desire is here on the inside of us to be easily accessed. The presence of God is here inside as us, in us, by us. And we're so grateful this morning, Lord, for your presence. We're so grateful for your presence. We are so grateful for your presence and for the awareness of your presence. We are so grateful that we are able to be in this space to acknowledge you, to begin to see more clearly the truth about ourselves, the truth about you, the truth about life. And we thank you for that. So on this day, I ask to be a vehicle of divine love and a channel of your will. I surrender all personal will through devotion. I dedicate my life to service. I choose love and peace above all other options. I commit to the goal of unconditional love and compassion. And I surrender all judgment. I suspend all opinions, all comments. Father, let this day not be a day spent in the mind, but a day absorbed in unity with you inside my heart. Be in my eyes and in my seeing. Be in my ears and in my hearing. Be in my mouth and in my speaking. Be in my mind and in my understanding. Fill me with yourself and replace me with you. And so it is. And so it is. All right. I'm going to try to find that email that we received from a young lady.
You want to read it?
I'm going to get it and read it. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes,
Good.
sir. If I can find it here. Thought I could get it on my phone, but I was unable to do that. Let's see here what I got. I don't see it. Yes, here it is. There it is. Give me a minute, guys, please. Everything's a little slow this morning. And let's see. Oh, that's not it. Oh, I might not be able to get it. But I don't see it, darling. Let's see here. Go ahead and talk while I do this, sweetheart,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
We'll wait.
No, you go ahead so that they don't have to just wait on me to do this.
Okay. Here's another oneness statement that was made in the biblical, skibbical book. that was overlooked by us and many others. Jesus made this statement after the disciples or the apostles returned unto him,
Okay, I did find it
and the
earlier.
kingdom of God is come nigh unto you. Awareness. Okay.
I did find it. If you
You
want,
did.
you want me to read it now,
Okay, let me
or
let
you
me
want
hit
to
this,
wait?
then I'll stop.
Okay.
But whatsoever city you enter in, that receive you, receive me. He that hear me, and he that despiseth you, despiseth me. He that hear you, hear me.
Mm-hmm.
And he that despiseth me, despiseth him that sent me. That's oneness.
Yes.
So what we do to each other or each other to us, don't care whether the ego is making one look like he's not connected to God. This oneness is the key to every promise in the Bible and any
Mm-hmm.
other book.
Mm-hmm.
Oneness
Mm-hmm.
identity is the key to heaven, hell, earth, you name it. This
Yes.
is one of the most powerfulest awareness, what do you call it, epiphany
Yes.
of the miraculous side of the mystical side of us, is being the non-seeking self. When this is aware of, no more trying to locate God anywhere. You become the personal, you are the personal download of where God is.
Yes.
I like that. I like
Yes.
that, don't you?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Are you ready for me to read that?
Let me, for 1 second.
Okay.
I want to teach you guys right here online true marriage counseling. Hold over here. That's real marriage counseling. When that takes place, a statement is made. That's what real life marriage is. Getting ready to go into our
55th year.
55th year of
Mm-hmm.
sugar time.
On Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Some people call it Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. You're ready. Go ahead. I'm ready. I got lipstick on my
All
lip.
right, guys. This is Dad's wiping my sugar off.
No lipstick.
This we received this email on yesterday, and I won't mention the
This is great.
young lady's name, but it was a very encouraging word for the two of us. And I just wanted to share it with you guys and let you share in our joy for this.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Okay, she says, she mentioned some things about meeting us earlier and having opportunity to speak with us. And then she says, every time I listen to you both speak on Facebook, my soul begins to leap as if my spirit resonates with the language you both speak. When you come across people that speak the same knowing locally, and she is in this local vicinity, resident wise, she says, you acknowledge it. I just want to say thank you both. You both took the leap and went beyond the four walls of a building to really reveal the mystery of Christ consciousness. People who are caught up in the form of man don't really recognize that the whole purpose regarding your identity is understanding the self-realization of who you truly are. The fact we were chosen to be in a vehicle, our bodies, to express the ideas and creativity of Christ's mind speaks so much volumes to me. To me, this shows the importance of who I am and the purpose regarding why I am here. Far as when we are selected and planted on earth, that's up to us to distinguish if we're going to activate the mind of God or not. But God is still God. The moment you realize that you are separate from God is the moment you have accepted that you are the ego. So your mind begins to think in a carnal way. I look at God as a button within me that can be either turned on or off. No matter if we choose to turn it on or not, that button, God, still remains. I grew up in church and heard many teachers and pastors always relying on God externally and looking for external manifestation to verify if God was real or not. For example, oh God, please pray for a miracle. I pray for a miracle. Oh God, please, I pray for healing. Oh God, please, I pray for a manifestation. I went through a spiritual awakening, which brought me to the self realization of why pray for these things, types of when you are already that.
Wow.
I am the miracle. I am healed.
Mm-hmm.
I am the manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
I am that I am. Isn't it more to life than the clothes you wear and the food you drink? My kingdom is not from here. And since I know my kingdom is not from here, understand that you are not of this world. That's Jesus' words. I always write because I do hear and see things, but it's so hard expressing when people don't recognize that talk. I know that you both understand it, and I apologize in advance if I'm writing too much. Wow, wow.
Mm-hmm.
She said a few months ago, I had a dream that Pastor Sawyer was speaking at my church. He transformed into a ball of light, and although he didn't have a mouth or a face, I still heard his voice. He was talking to me and said to me, to my father, "Who is this girl? Someone needs to listen to her." The way Pastor Sawyer's light was glowing, I will never forget that dream. I really wish that people in this Western culture understood your language because it's the solution of solving the mystery of Christ's mind. I don't know how much you realize that your words, both pastors, are beautiful, and I know that language. It is simply God. I love the mystic language. Now that was written to us, and we were so blessed by that. So
Mm-hmm.
blessed by that. And I hope it blessed you as well. Uh, Give me your comments about what you heard just now. Just briefly, let us know how that made you feel. And it really blesses us when we hear stuff like that, doesn't it, honey?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we feel like we're just beating the wind. We're just, beating the wind and not making a difference. But when we hear that kind of language, it makes us feel like we are doing what we need to be doing and we are helping somebody. So thank you guys so much. Pastor Norma says that's awesome. Brother Blue says excellent email. Yes, it's an excellent email. And the words were just so encouraging to us. It made me feel good, and it makes me feel like what we're doing is purposeful. It's purposeful. Pearl says she's affirming that the I am perfection of health and well-being to Christopher Leslie. I want you to know that, Leslie, in case you didn't hear it. Virginia says, she said, I heard truth. Yes, thank you, Virginia. And Jill says she loves the email. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. And Deborah, please email me back, sweetie, with which day, if you haven't done it already, you want your private Zoom, please let me know that. And then Kathy says you both are so loved. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for your encouragement.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Now you can go forward with that if you would like.
It's so good.
I know, I know, I know.
I sat in Miss Rondo's barber chair Friday. There were two ladies at her shop, and I waited and listened to them. The first one in the chair get out. She had finished getting fixed up, and she sat down beside me and she started talking. And I could notice no word, no word thinking,
Mm, mm,
no word
mhm,
talking
mhm,
inside,
mhm,
but listen, watch,
mhm,
and
mhm,
wait.
mhm.
At the end of this, she started saying something about pastoring a church for 2 years. I listened to her and I described to her where our building used to be, where we had brick and mortar, and she didn't know what it was, but she lived in Greensboro. There was two ladies there. She was one. As she sat there and we discussed both of our positionalities, one wiped out and one still going. The witness was she was there for me to say to her, I came all the way from a barbershop in Winston-Salem to Greensboro to meet
Mm,
her.
mm, mm.
That did it.
Mm,
Oh, Lord.
mm,
She told me about how she ran from God. This is what we say in brick and mortar when you don't yield to the condition says. She said nobody else in her family ever preached, and she'd been preaching, pastoring church 2 years. But this woman broke with tears, a broken heart. She described how she met Jesus in person. And we were passing back and forth
mm,
each
mm.
other's experience, which Christ, as both of us, was talking to himself. When she got up to leave, both her and her friend gave me a big hug. I experienced Jesus as two ladies in the female gender that spoke to me the same pattern. Yet she, on her side, was still in a religious area, which is no judgment. Lord have mercy, baby Jesus. This woman had tears coming out of her eyes, like that experience we both have had parallel to each other. Like she had a water skater, a water hydrant. I mean, when she said it, she became so vulnerable.
Mhm,
She became like a child
mhm.
who didn't care if anybody saw the tears.
Yes.
It was not tears of sadness, it was the tears of meeting somebody that she finally realized was real.
Mm, mm.
Even though she still taught church talk, but she switched over. Let me tell you something. Oh God, this thing is just
You
so
mentioned
much,
something.
so
You
much.
mentioned something during the course of what you just shared. The act of vulnerability,
Mm-hmm.
uh, being like a child,
Mm-hmm.
uh, not not caring who saw her tears,
Yeah.
or not being afraid to allow emotions to be expressed. That is what was meant in the scripture when it said, "Except you come as a little child."
Mm-hmm.
That is what that meant. That you just completely rounded up and summarized what that scripture actually means, is that we must walk in that place of feeling like we're that little child. A brand new child
Mm-hmm.
doesn't care about what people think about how
Mm-hmm.
it expresses itself.
And both of them hugged me. Sister Rondo was there. She saw it. I told Rondo when I sat down in the barber chair with these two people, they both hugged me, and I knew that it was Jesus. When I looked in the other eye of the Lord Jesus,
Mm,
and I said, He showed me everybody's eyes in the universe are the color of His eyes.
mhm, mhm.
stop for a second and ask this question. Heavy one. If I am one with God, was I ever without him?
That's a good one. That's good.
All right, here's another one.
Mm-hmm.
If I am one with God, and then we can use the terminology in the brick and mortar, I received the Holy Ghost, I'm saved, the Spirit of God in me. Who do you think that is? You'll say your head ego will say, "Oh, that's the Holy Spirit is the third part of the Trinity." But Jesus said, and separation and union and oneness. Separated 1 minute, I and the Father, I and conjunction. But when you move that I, the and out, our Father.
You notice that we answer questions most of the time with the mind.
Yeah.
And like you said, the mind would say this. But when a question is asked, we should pause for just a bit to allow that intuitive wisdom to come up to answer that question, and not just talk from the top of our heads of what our brains have accumulated.
The fall of Lucifer was the fall of the ego.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Let's move on with this, because if this is true, even though Jesus said another comforter, who is this that stood in the Jordan River and got baptized by John the Baptist? Who was the mystical eye that was behind?
The mystical eye.
Who was the mystical one that was all the people standing on the banks of the Jordan, looking at the experience of baptizing Jesus in water? Baptism is a symbol of the pool of Siloam back in Israel, where ancient of age teaches that that pool was as large as 2 Olympic swimming pools.
Mm-hmm.
And it's underneath the city of Jerusalem. The caves and the path that led from the pool of Siloam all the way to the temple. At that time, you couldn't get to it. It was a long walk, and thousands of people went through this pool. That's why the man was sitting there, that an angel troubled the water, and every time he got ready to step in, somebody was in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
This sheep place, this symbolizes, which now has been replaced by awareness baptism of our oneness with God.
I just wanted to let you guys know that we're experiencing some kind of technical difficulty. I don't know what it is, but our camera keeps going in and out once in a while. So if that happens, I just want to let you guys know that that's what's going on.
As long as you can hear us, it's good.
Yes.
If you're not hearing us, throw us a word, let us know.
Yes.
They are, if God, now let's pinch ourselves. With the board, with stuff or without stuff, with recognition or not, no recognition. I'm sorry, I say this as a point that you haven't caught this yet, and you still due for delivery, not of the oneness, but the delivery, a deliberate ringing your doorbell knocking on the
Mhm.
door of your
Mhm.
consciousness,
Mhm.
that you give God a geographical over knowledge, I would say, of where he's located. Come on, please. You got to come. You have to. I don't care if you preaching like some preachers fussing at other preachers online about staying in the word. That same man is one of us in essence. So you'll find out how to bypass the criticism of the mind and the ego. And
Mhm.
what actually what really is bypassing the ego is Christ
Yes.
waking up
Yeah.
to himself. Oh, I say, let me see.
Mhm.
When baby girl, my dog is outdoors and she do her thing in the grass, she'll come past me if something's not right, and she'll stop and say, check me. Or if I see her in a bad way, I said, come here, let me check you. That rascal will stop. She will stop because she don't want to be in a mess.
But we put that consciousness
We
in
put that
her.
in her.
Yes, we did.
If this is true, that you've always been an eternal being, whether in heaven or hell consciousness, can you not understand that you are the same Christ that John the Baptist baptized in the river of Jordan?
I just realized something, sweetie, that if we can put that kind of a consciousness in an animal,
Ooh-wee.
it's possible
Ooh.
for us to put that kind of consciousness in one another.
Mm.
If one of us is walking in that Christ consciousness, we can put that same consciousness in another person. I just realized that as you were
Yeah.
talking. And it just simply comes by being conscious and interacting with that person from that place.
You are looking at the Christ awareness being, let's start over. The Christ consciousness is overriding the ego and the noise in the head. And when that override begins to take place, metaf- meta-
Metaphorically.
yeah, metaphorically, you are experiencing in the ego the diminish of everything that jumped us in the download to come into this story. Oh, you don't have anything to worry about. This Christ does not set out to do anything that in the end we'll find out completed.
Yes.
We are the complete essence that was the essence at the cross, the mother that gave birth to us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the
Mm-hmm.
mother that gave birth to us.
Mm-hmm.
The John the Baptist that was put in prison, us. The crowd of people, even the water of the Jordan. You might as well tell the ego to go to the Dead Sea because that that you are is no failure in it, no mistake
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah. I just realized too while you're talking that the mystical I, the one that you're saying we are, that has all those properties, God properties.
Mm-hmm.
That mystical I is an I.
Mm. plural or single?
it sees.
Is it
It
plural or
it
singular?
it's singular.
Okay, I got
Yes.
you. I got you.
It, I guess
Hmm.
it's a one single eye that sees. So that means we are that third eye
Yes.
that sees life in in singleness or in oneness. It does not see life as two. It doesn't see opposites.
She is saying purification works in the storm at its highest frequency when the dark night of the soul makes it look like you're not there. That's the mystery that was fixed and can never stop bringing us home inside and outside of this agreement or disagreement. Don't allow the mind and your feelings and the dark night of the soul to try to talk itself out of not dying.
Yes, yes, yes.
It wants to live forever
Mhm.
like what we are made out of. We are the forever none created self.
Yes, unborn,
Oh,
unborn self.
and cannot be void.
Exactly.
It was not written or wrote
Mhm.
in a bouncing check. God is checking in and checking out, turning around and making things look like it's running about,
Mhm.
but being stabilized in the heart. He us cannot lose the stuff that we use. Being used by him is not an issue. We don't have to be used anymore.
Exactly.
Come home,
Exactly.
come
Exactly.
home.
Exactly.
There's an old song that says, coming home, Lord, I'm coming home. I got my ticket and I know I'm going to ride.
Oh my gosh, you.
I know my ticket is set for an
Uh,
eternal life. My ticket wipes out the lie that I've always been separated from God. I know now how to cross the river Jordan because I've done it before. And nobody can take what I did before and slam it in my face. It's a blocked door. Doors are who I am. Doors will always be what I say and don't say.
mm.
But it's a settled case because it's called Amazing Grace.
Can I read something?
Go ahead.
This that I'm about to read is from Dr. David Hawkins'
Lord have mercy,
experience, and I
Jesus.
mentioned him before in some of our sessions. Dr. Hawkins had a tremendous, spontaneous, instantaneous awakening. And in this that I'm about to read, is going to tell you what he began to experience when he had that. He said, the perceptual world had been replaced, identity had shifted from being a limited personal I to an unlimited mystical I. Everything was transformed and revealed beauty, perfection, love, and innocence. You remember you had that same experience.
Mhm.
You saw the energy of God all around everything when you had your initial conversion experience, and was waving at everybody. So much love and everything. It says,
even now my sleep, in between hypnagogic state, I see my hands go waving at my families on the other side.
Yeah, he said, everyone's face
glory,
shone forth with the glow of inner beauty, and every plant revealed itself like an art form, and every object was a perfect sculpture. And then he says, an extremely powerful energy ran up the spine and back and into the brain where it would center, depending on where the attention was focused. He said the energy then passed down over the face and into the region of the heart. This energy was exquisite and would sometimes flow out into the world where there was human distress. Wow. One time, while driving down a remote highway, the energy began to pour out from the heart and go down the highway around the bend. From there, the energy poured into the site of an automobile accident, which had just occurred. The energy had a healing effect on everyone that it enveloped. And after a short while, the energy seemed to have accomplished its purpose, and suddenly it came to a stop. A few miles further down the same highway, the same phenomenon began to recur. Again, an exquisite energy poured forth from the heart region and again went down the road about a mile and around the bend. There, another accident had just occurred. In fact, the wheels of the car were still spinning. The energy was pouring into the passengers. It was as if a channel for some angelic energy was transmitting to the people in distress who were praying. Another time, the healing presence occurred during a walk down the street in Chicago. This time, the energy poured into a group of young men who were about to get into a fight. As the energy enveloped them, they slowly fell back and started to relax and laugh. They began to disband, at which point the energy flow stopped. Their energy aura, which emanated from the presence, had infinite capacity. People wanted to sit near it because in that energy field, they automatically went into a state of bliss or higher state of consciousness and experienced that feeling of divine love and joy and healing. In it, disturbed people became calm and self-healed. The body, which I had previously considered as mine, now healed itself of a variety of illnesses. Astonishingly, sight occurred without wearing glasses. The impaired vision had required trifocal glasses since the age of 12. The capacity to be able to see without glasses, even at a distance, came on suddenly without warning and was a pleasant surprise. When it occurred, there was a realization that all sensory faculties were a function of consciousness itself and not the body. Then the memory came back of the experience of being out of the body, during which the capacity to see and hear went with the etheric body and was not connected at all with the physical body, which was some distance away in a different location. It appeared that physical illness was really the result of negative belief systems, and that the body could actually literally change as a result of the shift of a belief pattern. One is really subject only to that which is held in the mind. The seemingly miraculous properties and capacity of the divine energy and the phenomena brought about were intrinsic to the energy field and were in no way personal. They occurred spontaneously and seemed to be occasioned by some need somewhere in the world. Notice in this passage, Dr. Hawkins never once said the word I. Never once said the word I. But the presence was doing everything. And it wasn't because of his person.
Heard of a guy that was healing people with the healing energy. He didn't say anything. Like the book said, when you pray in my name.
And they didn't have to confess
They didn't have to
and affirm and yeah. They didn't have to go into all of the effort.
Oh, Lord. Listen, the people we meet every day are the ones we agreed to see and meet in this life, in this story. Turn the pages of eternity and get ready for the non exhaustion of getting tired of anything. You don't get tired.
You don't.
You don't even relate to tiredness. You don't relate to. I hear this said. Deborah said,
Deborah.
"Original, yeah, getting back to the original without the stuff. Let's keep the stuff. Let's take it." When Peter was around the campfire and they were warming themselves, many, and this little girl saw him and said, "You look like one of those that was with Jesus." The fire symbolizes the flaming fire that I saw around Jesus' heart when he opened his chest and let me see his heart, and then put that flaming fire inside. Let me tell you something, honey. When something like this happened, how can you not at the time? How can you not tell what you saw? This lady in Miss Deb's shop was talking about the same type of experience. We're not hooked up on experience. We're not addicted to them. But for good friends' benefits, I'm not going to deny it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, what an amazing, amazing, amazing.
Because some of us need that
This is bread.
to solidify our realization and knowing.
From inside, awareness allows it to be seen when God outside turns around and look at himself and say to you, "You are him." And the words that Jesus said that him and the Father been one, that was you.
Yes.
Inside and outside saying the same thing. Come home, please. Now, if this is true, it is. Where is God? Come on now, don't play church with me. Don't go back to the book.
Don't let
you don't have enough of that.
The mind answer.
No.
Don't let the mind answer.
So the mind will never answer.
The mind will say,
Yeah. The man upstairs. Who do you think it is saying the man upstairs? Downstairs in the basement.
Who is it that sees? Who is it that sees the in me? Who is it that sees the upstairs? It's that single mystical I.
Michael Jackson and oh Lord, his name, I know his name in the music. James Brown was on stage before Michael crossed over.
Together?
James Brown and Michael Jackson was cutting steps, dancing. And James Brown was looking at Michael. James Brown's name was Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's name was James Brown. What's your name?
They put each other on.
They did.
They put them on just like
just
like they put on a coat.
Separation into the Dead Sea.
Yes.
Let it stay there.
Yes.
If you want to put it in a bag and throw it overboard, it's okay. That song said, "Knock me overboard because I got to hide in place."
Throw me overboard. Not knock me overboard. That's an old song, too.
Hey!
Throw me overboard.
I got to hide in place. In the word of God. I got to hide in place. Who shall be able to stand Maybe two songs in one.
Yeah, you normally do that. You push them together.
You know what? I sit and I watched the Olympics and the world trials, and this one of the girls run. She was flying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They found out in our day they didn't allow you to leave the starting line or crossing over looking back
Right, in the relay
in
race.
the relay
Yes,
race.
she was supposed to pass the
It,
one girl passed the
baton.
baton and the other was supposed to grab
Yeah.
it, and they're not supposed to look back
If
when they grab
you
it.
gonna grab this thing, you got to grab it right. But here's the safety valve, the insurance policy. God is you in the hidden manner in the desert.
Mm, mm, mm,
God
mm.
is water from a rock.
Mm.
How can a serpent snake live
Mhm.
with the stuff inside him that'll kill everything he bites?
And yet that same stuff will save your life if you ever get bitten.
They'll use it to
Save
you.
your life.
Come on, come on. Yes, I want to go.
So is the snake venom poison
Up,
or is it medicine?
up, up. There was a lady. She was intoxicated riding in the back seat. They were on a trip.
Oh Lord, don't.
I'm gonna paraphrase it. I'm gonna paraphrase it.
Okay.
And she already knew she was out, but she got sick while they ran, and they had to stop on the side of the road to let her
Relieve herself. Relieve herself.
And she, after relieving herself, they, usually you kind of sober up, but instead of her sobering up, she got back in the car and she was worse. So they decided on the trip to emergency race her to the hospital for the doctor to examine her. They got her there, and she was sick as a broke neck chicken in a meat house around Wheel Turn Square. The doctor looked at her and saw two bites, two pinholes in the lower extremities of her body. And the doctor said it looked like when she got on the side of the road to use the restroom or to throw up, she was bit by a snake in a private personal area. And they've finally translated that it was a snake that bit her. And the doctor said she'll be okay, but I'm wondering what happened to the snake. She was bit in a personal part. The doctor said, "Oh, I feel sorry for the snake. He'll be crawling crooked." You ever seen a black snake? What do you call this? A runner snake? I've seen them run across the hot sidewalk sideways, like a big tracking dog tracking with trailing one spot on the road on the yellow line, and the tractor, the pulling part, is on the other side. Let me tell you something. God has already straightened you up. All you have to do is take advantage of the plan, the policy, the absoluteness. Can't say no more, but I'm gonna ask you this question. Now that you done found out what enlightenment is and waking up and all that stuff, where is God at this very second we're in?
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Locate him.
Yes.
Eventually, you're gonna see it.
Now Jill says, just like the snake's venom is also the antidote for being sick, being bitten. She said, if we drink the acid that's in our stomach, we would die.
Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Miss Jill, I'm gonna tell the boss man to give you a raise. I didn't think about that.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff, I had a chance to see real acid in a building, a business that I used to live across the street in front of.
Mm-hmm.
They out of school, they hired me to clean up. And one of the men that worked at Mr. Hall got a jar of acid. It's the same acid in our stomach. And he dropped lead used to install stained glass windows in churches. He dropped a piece of that lead in that acid and it ate it up. Here we go, what Miss Jill said. That same acid is inside of our bodies. Let me tell you this. When I went to a machine shop to pick up a piece of material that was put together for me, I asked the technician, how do you get soft metal steel to get hard to the degree that you cannot change the threads inside of a screw or a bolt? He said, put it under heat. I said, wait a minute, what kind of heat? He said, I take a helioc torch welder and heat that screw or that bolt till it turn beyond blood red, orange, white, and some green, but it turns red. He said the bolt, once it is cooled off, it is harder than what made it. The place where you buy it from, they put these bolts into extreme temperatures in order to make them non-perishable. He said this bolt that you got was hardened by a greater heat than what it was made of.
Now, how does that apply to us?
The dark night of the soul is the heat, but the greater heat is the holy fire of God inside of us. The holy fire of God is the acid inside of our stomach. Don't take this lightly.
And that also those seeming opposite lets you know that in singleness, the venom is the antidote. In singleness, the acid in the stomach is the property that assists. It doesn't destroy, it assists. So it takes away the dualism of this world.
Yeah, it does.
It takes away the dualism of this world.
What the fire upon it is the fire that was now inside of the boat.
Yes. Now our time is gone, and we've enjoyed our time with you guys so much. I just wanted to mention to you that we are going to be doing and most of you have heard of, those of you who are local, of course. This isn't necessarily for those of you who are non-local. In our area, our local spiritual community is going to be getting together, and that's going to be our fun and fellowship picnic. It's going to be on September the 24th from 1 to 5. I don't know who will be there 4 hours, but we will be there starting at 1 o'clock. And it's going to be at Shelter 4 in the Triad Park here in Kernersville, which is between Greensboro and Winston. And we're going to be bringing our own lunch because there's so many different varieties of needs of food and things like that, different types of food. And so we're going to be bringing our own lunch, each of you. And I can't wait till we get together. What do you think?
I think it's an exciting moment.
It's a very exciting moment. So I just wanted to mention that to you guys. And what else do we need to talk about? Anything else? Anything else we need to say? Anything else we need to bring up?
Nope.
I can't.
Thank you for sending us your love in the mail and I go to the mailbox and I look,
Mhm.
I see the number of thousands, but at the same time, my prayers are answered by
Oh,
geographical
you made me think of
location of
something
God.
this morning. I always say express your abundance by giving.
Mhm.
This morning, before I got out of bed, I heard these words, let there be. And I saw myself going around in the house and just saying, let there be money.
Mhm.
Let there be whatever it is that I think I need at this point. Let there be. You can do that too. Let's walk in our God consciousness and let there be.
It is the B.
Mm-hmm.
The B I Bicky by B I Bo Bicky by B I B.
Oh Lord, you didn't say that right.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. It's
Ow!
B-I Bicky Bob B-O Bo Bicky Bibo B-U Boo Bicky Bibo Boo.
Be ba ba bum be ba boo boo ba. Be ba li ba li ba li ba li boo boo boo. Be ba ba boo 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 ba boo boo boo.
We're crazy.
Bicky
We're
by.
crazy, guys. We're crazy. We are crazy.
Woo!
Listen.
What a day to remember.
The date is September the 24th, Oliver.
Yes, all of even.
September 24th. You can see part of it there. I didn't put it all up, but it's going to be a shelter 4 on September the 24th. That's a Sunday, by the way, you guys. And hopefully you can make it. I'm looking forward to seeing you all, being able to hug your necks and whatever. In the meantime, I want you guys to be safe in close quarters. We know COVID has kind of stretched its neck out again, and some people are getting it. So please be safe with that. If you start to have symptoms, wear a mask so that you don't infect other people, and stay isolated for a bit to keep them from being infected by whatever it is you may have. Test yourself if you have symptoms. Test yourself for COVID, and just be safe. Okay, just be safe.
One of these days, it won't be long. You'll wake up and see that you're already home. Home you are and home you'll be. For now, your eyes are open to see the truth of your identity is an abundant grace of God that can never be lost in wind, storms, and high tide. Ebbing and tiding seem to be a system, but it is the amazing experience of finding out that you and the water and the ocean came from the same place.
Okay.
And it's called Amazing Grace.
Oh my
How
God.
sweet the sound.
Go ahead. Where's the rest? What's the rest? He's just like the mind. You tell him that he's going, and then if you say go ahead, it just cuts off.
Go tell it on the mountain.
Over the hillside everywhere.
Go on, tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is here. Go on over yonder
Oh
and
Lord.
tell it on the mountain.
Holy moly. Thank you, Jill. Jill's always so diligent
Hey,
about posting about your giving, because we forget. And a lot of times when she does it, it reminds me, oh, let me put this up here, because I know some of you really are just wanting to give. And so I apologize for not doing that sooner. Thank you guys for who have been diligently giving to the summer months. A lot of times people are busy with their own recreation, and then the kids go back to school. Although I don't think many of our
I think they
have
start
little bitty kids anymore,
next
but
week.
yeah, so we understand your funds may be going in other places, but we thank you for remembering Cornerstone in your giving, and remembering Pastor and myself. And of course, that's easy to do. You can just simply send your donation to the corner. Go to the website. I'm tongue tied. Go to the web lifecenter.com, or you can text the CLC Greensboro to 73256. I can't talk. PayPal.me/cornerstone35 is another way you can give it, or you can do it by mailing P.O. Box 36259, Greensboro, North Carolina 27416. By the way, if you want to mail Pastor and I something, you can do that through that same P.O. Box address, and Laverne will make sure that we get it. That's my sweetie pie. She's my right arm. She does most of the administrative stuff for Cornerstone, still doing that after I don't know how many years, but she started when she was in college. Actually,
Yes,
that's when we first met Laverne, and she jumped right in there and started working from day one. Yes, yes, and has been working with us up until now, and she's up in age now, and is still our right arm. And thank you for giving to us through Cash App. Someone's already given $100 this morning in Cash App. Thank you, brother-in-law, for that. Brother-in-law is my brother-in-law, but he is also the elder, one of the elders of Cornerstone, and he's always given to us personally, and we thank you for that. That you can do that through $ASARYC for Cash App, or you can do paypal.me/ACE-Sawyer72. And that's all I got to say about
Leslie,
that.
I thank you for the numbers 1,000 to reveal itself. I thank you that the mailbox is now about to jump off of this post.
Yeah, not only that, but let there be for Leslie and for those of you who need it, greater income.
Yes.
For you. Yes. Greater avenues of income. Multiple streams of income come to you.
And remember Brother James and Miss Kelly.
Yes.
They are really in the press at this moment.
Be in prayer with them.
Okay, affirming them. Please affirm the best they could ever experience.
That's James and Kelly Dixon.
Yeah, they have been with us for years.
As he's having some health challenges, so please remember to be in prayer with him.
It's gonna be all right.
Oh, be all right. Hit the like button, guys.
Yeah,
hit the like button. And look, we'll be back again on Tuesday night at 7, Lord willing, and nothing happens to change that. And we will also be back again on Thursday at 12:30 with Pastor Norman for impromptu, which we have some great conversations with him. And we have so many different, the three of us have different views of what we were talking about. And so to come together and do that is so much fun. And we learn so much from one another. And hopefully you can join us if you can during the middle of the day at 12:30. Some of you pop in on your lunch hours.
Yes.
But we will be back for that on Thursday.
In the meantime, walk in the light, that beautiful light. Somewhere the dew drops of mercy shine bright.
You are full of songs today. Oh my God.
Shine all around you from day into night. Jesus.
Oh, Lordy.
Okay, Lordy.
You're full of it today. Anyway, we'll see you guys. We love you. Thank you so much. We're going to take off right here.